Chapter number 3, Life Processes in Living Organisms, Part 2, Sexual Reproduction in Human Beings. So in the previous chapter, in the previous recorded lecture, we studied about sexual reproduction in plants. Now in this recorded lecture, we are going to study about sexual reproduction in human beings. Okay, so human beings, we have chromosomes, and there are a set of chromosomes which decides the gender of the human beings. Okay, so men have XY sex chromosomes. Okay, XY sex chromosomes, and women have XX sex chromosomes. Okay, so based on these sex chromosomes, reproductive system are decided in the human beings. So reproductive system with specific organs develops in the body of men and women due to these sex chromosomes. Okay, because of XY there is a particular type of reproductive system in men, and because of XX there is a particular set of organs separate which are different from men. Okay, set of organs of reproductive system. Right, so X chromosome is present in men and women, दोनों में there is presence of X chromosomes. Okay, and the genotype is 22 plus X. Okay, Y chromosome is only present in men. Okay, it is only present in men, and the genotype is 22 plus Y. Okay, so this Y chromosome decides the gender of the human being, whether it is going to be a male or a female. Fine. Let's study the reproductive system of a human male. So this is a human male reproductive system. Okay, let us go through the different parts, different organs which are present in this reproductive system. Okay, so testis. First one is testis. Testis, it is present in scrotum. Where is it present? It is present in the scrotum. Scrotum is a fold of skin. Okay, it is a fold of skin which is present outside the body of the human being. That is the man. It is present in the scrotum. Okay, and the scrotum is present outside the human male body. Okay, that is outside the abdominal cavity. Fine. It produces what? It produces millions of sperms. The sperms are produced in the testes. Okay, it produces millions of sperms. Along with sperms, it also releases a hormone known as testosterone. Okay, testosterone hormone is released by testis. Okay, retetestis and vas efferents. Retetestis and vas efferents is present inside the testis. Okay, these are tubules. क्या है ये? These are tubules, tubes sort of structures which is present inside the testis, and through these tubes sperms travels. क्या travel करते हैं? Sperms travel करते हैं. Okay, so sort of it is a sort of a pathway. Sperms के लिए क्या है? It is a pathway. Going through retetestis and vas efferents, it comes out of the testis. Okay. Next organ is epididymis. Okay, epididymis. Epididymis is present at the top of the testis, on both the testes. Okay, so what is the function of epididymis? It stores sperms. What does it do? It stores sperms until it matures. So when the sperms comes out of the testes, these are immature. Okay, so these sperms are stored in the epididymis so that they will mature. Next organ is vas deferens. It is a tube. Okay, vas efferent. It is again in pairs. Okay, testis is present in pairs. So vas deferens is a pathway for sperms. These organs, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory ducts, and urethra. See, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, and urethra. ये क्या है? This is a 4-part transportation system. Okay, 4-part transportation system. Transportation system किसके लिए? Transportation of sperms. Okay. Then there is Cooper's gland present here. These are Cooper glands. Okay, prostate gland. This is the prostate gland and seminal vesicle. Okay, these produces seminal fluid. क्या produce करता है? It produces a fluid which is very important for the transportation of sperms and nourishment of sperms. Okay, so along with sperms, seminal fluid is produced, which is known as what? Semen. Okay, seminal fluid is produced by these organs, that is Cooper's gland, prostate gland and seminal vesicle. And this semen protects and nourishes the sperms. And lastly, there is penis, which delivers sperms into the female reproductive system. Okay, so these are the different organs of the male reproductive system. Fine. So testis contains numerous seminiferous tubules. Testis में क्या होता है? Seminiferous tubules होते हैं. Again, sort of tubes present inside the testis. Okay. Inside these seminiferous tubules, germinal epithelium होता है. Okay, germinal epithelium. It is a type of a muscle. Okay, and it is present in the tubes which divides by meiosis. कैसे divide करता है? Meiosis से divide करता है. Okay, by dividing, what does it produce? It produces sperms. Okay, so inside the testis there is seminiferous tubules. Inside the seminiferous tubules there is germinal epithelium which divides by meiosis and it produces what? Sperms. Fine. Now these sperms are sent forward. Testis के अंदर से these are sent forward through various tubules, as we have already studied about these tubules here. Okay, retetestis, vas efferens, epididymis and vas deferens. Okay, so the sequence कैसा है? How is the sequence of these tubules? Again, retetestis, vas efferens, epididymis, vas deferens and lastly what? Ejaculatory duct. Okay, and from ejaculatory duct it is pushed forward into the urethra. Okay, and through the urethra it is delivered into the female reproductive system. Okay, after it gets delivered into the female reproductive system, these sperms are mature enough to be able to fertilize the ovum. Okay, which is present in the female reproductive system. So this was all about what? Human male reproductive system. Right? Next is human female reproductive system. So all the organs of female reproductive system is present inside the abdominal cavity. Okay, inside the abdominal cavity. So which are the different organs of human female reproductive system? A pair of ovaries. Okay, a pair of ovaries, single uterus. Okay, single uterus and a vagina. Okay, ovaries produces a hormone known as estrogen. Okay, which is very important for the development of a female. Okay, and to maintain the reproductive system. So ovaries produces what? Hormone named estrogen. Now ovary produces what? It produces ova. Okay, it produces ovum. That is, the ovum is matured inside the ovaries. Okay, and alternately both the ovaries releases one ova. Okay, both the ovaries alternately releases one ova. Okay, and that is monthly. मंथ में एक बार एक ओवा रिलीज होता है and it is alternately done by the ovaries. Okay, so the oocyte, that is the ova, when matures enters into the oviduct. This is what? This is ओविडक्ट. ओके, फेलोपियन ट्यूब को क्या बोलते हैं? ओविडक्ट बोलते हैं. ओके, इट एंटर्स इनटू द ओविडक्ट थ्रू फिम्ब्रिए. फिम्ब्रिए क्या है? दिस ओपनिंग इज नोन एज व्हाट? फिम्ब्रिए. ओके, ये ओपनिंग को बोलते हैं फिम्ब्रिए. सो थ्रू दिस ओपनिंग द ओवम एंटर्स इनटू द ओविडक्ट. Okay, there is cilia present inside the oviduct. Cilia क्या है? Cilia are hair-like structures. Okay, very minute and many in number. It is present inside the oviduct. Okay, and this cilia does what? It pushes the ova into the uterus. किधर करता है? It pushes the ova into the uterus. Okay. Now that we have studied about both the reproductive system of male and the female, let's look at the gamete formation. Now, both the gametes, that is sperm and ovum, are formed by meiosis. Okay, that we have already studied. The process we have already studied in the previous recorded lecture. Also, I have explained how these gametes are produced. Okay. Now, the sperms produced in the testes of men from the beginning of maturation, that is from puberty. From puberty itself, sperms are produced in the testes. Okay, up till the death of the human being, that is the man. Okay, so it starts producing sperms from the puberty till death. But in women, there is about 2 to 4 million immature oocytes. कितने होते हैं? 2 to 4 million immature oocytes. It is already present at the birth. Okay, when a baby girl is given birth, there is already presence of 2 to 4 million immature oocytes in the ovary. Okay. These oocyte matures and is released from ovary every month from the beginning of maturity up to the age of menopause. Okay, so these oocyte are released in the beginning of what? Maturity. When there is puberty, from that time the oocyte is released every month. Up till where? Up till the age of menopause. So around 45 to 50 age, up till that age, oocyte is released into the ovary, into the uterus. Fine. After menopause, there is stoppage of functioning of female reproductive system. That is, there won't be any release of oocyte. Okay, there won't be any release of oocyte into the uterus. Okay, so in men, what happens? The sperms are released from the beginning of maturation, that is from puberty up till death. But in women, there are around 2 to 4 million of immature oocytes at birth, but they are released when it is matured, when the woman is matured. Okay, every month, and that releasing of oocyte stops at the age of menopause. Okay, so at the age of about 45 to 50 years, secretion of hormones controlling the functions of female reproductive system either stops, okay, and becomes irregular. This is called what? Menopause. Now let's see how this fertilization takes place. So we know when ovum and sperm unites, a zygote is produced. This is known as fertilization. Okay, so the sperm which enters into the female human reproductive system, one of the sperm will fertilize, will enter into the ovum, and it turns this ovum into a zygote. Okay, sperms in the number of few millions start their journey by the route of vagina, uterus, and oviduct. One of those few million sperms fertilize the only ovum present in the oviduct. Out of 2 to 4 million ova, approximately 400 oocytes are released up to the age of menopause. Okay, कितने होते हैं at birth? 2 to 4 million प्रेजेंट होते हैं, बट ये 2 to 4 मिलियन में से ओनली 400 oocytes आर रिलीज्ड, ओके, फ्रॉम द प्यूबर्टी अप टिल द एज ऑफ मेनोपॉज, ओके। बाकी के जो होते हैं वो क्या हो जाते हैं, डीजेनरेट हो जाते हैं, ओके, इट अंडरगोज डीजेनरेशन. So oocytes released from ovaries nearing the age of menopause, that is around 40 to 50 years, they are old, okay. How old they are? Around 40 to 50 years, okay, क्योंकि these oocytes are already present at birth, okay, it is already present at birth, and up till 50 years of age these oocytes also become around 50 years, okay. Their ability of division becomes diminished at this age. Their ability to divide becomes what? Slow, and due to this it cannot complete meiotic division, okay, it cannot complete what? Meiotic division. And due to this there is a probability that the newborns might have certain abnormalities. Abnormalities like what? Genetic abnormalities like Down syndromes, okay. Now, what is the probability that there will be a boy or a girl? Okay, it is 50%. Fine, the man is totally responsible. Why? Because the gender deciding chromosome is present where? It is present in the father, that is the man. Okay, so if a sperm having Y chromosome fertilizes the ova, okay, मदर में क्या होते हैं? X chromosome होता है, okay. If it fertilizes the ova having X chromosome, fine, it will be a boy. But if the sperm having X chromosome fertilizes the ova of mother, it will be a girl, okay. So it is 50-50% chance. So the man is totally responsible whether the couple will have a boy or a girl, okay. So during zygote formation, man contributes either X or Y chromosome, okay, to the next generation, but females transfer only X chromosome to the next generation. At the time of fertilization, if X chromosomes comes from male, the child will be a girl. If Y chromosome comes, then the child will be a boy. So it is a 50% probability. Next part is menstrual cycle. Okay, so what is menstrual cycle? This menstrual cycle takes place in females, okay. So here just look at this picture, try to understand. There is pituitary gland given here, okay, which releases hormones, okay. Then this section is showing the ova, okay, changes that is taking place in the ova, okay, that is the ovum, fine. And the below portion is showing the lining, inside lining of the uterus. क्या दिखा रहा है? Inside lining of the uterus, that is the endometrium, okay. Inside lining of the uterus, that is the endometrium, okay. So female reproductive system undergoes some changes at the puberty, okay. When the girl matures, there are certain changes taking place inside the reproductive system, okay, and those changes repeat at the interval of every 28 to 30 days. So every month this cycle goes on. So these repetitive changes are called as what? Menstrual cycle, okay. So let's understand what is this menstrual cycle. Now there are 4 hormones. There are what? 4 hormones which, with the help of which this cycle takes place. Which are those hormones? Follicle stimulating hormone, estrogen, luteinizing hormone, and progesterone, okay. Follicle stimulating hormone, estrogen, luteinizing hormone, and progesterone. These are the 4 hormones under the effect of which these cycle takes place, okay. So what happens under the effect of FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone, okay, the ova matures. Okay, so one of the follicles in the ओवरी में से कोई एक फॉलिकल जो है वो क्या होगा, it will start to develop. Okay, any one follicle it will start to develop. ये follicle के अंदर क्या present होता है, there is oocyte present. This is oocyte, this is the outer follicle and this is the oocyte. Okay, so this development of the follicle is under the effect of follicle stimulating hormones. Okay, look at the, observe the arrows here. Okay, now this follicle stimulating hormone develops oocyte. Now this follicle, developing follicle, releases what? It releases estrogen. Okay, another hormone. Okay, estrogen. Now under the effect of estrogen, the endometrium will start developing. Okay, this increase in the lining is what is developing endometrium. Under the effect of what? Under the effect of hormone estrogen. Okay, now the endometrium of the estrogen will start to develop. Okay, and meanwhile this developing follicle will what? Will burst. Here you can see the follicle is bursting and this ova will be released. Okay, ovum will be released. This bursting of follicle is due to what? Due to luteinizing hormone. LH मतलब क्या? Luteinizing hormone. So luteinizing hormone is released by the pituitary gland. This follicle will burst and the oocyte will be released. Okay, this process is known as what? Ovulation. Bursting of the follicle and releasing of oocyte is known as what? Ovulation. Okay, the remaining tissue, that is the bursted follicle, will what? Will form corpus luteum. क्या form करेगा? Corpus luteum form करेगा. Okay, corpus luteum, and this corpus luteum will secrete one more hormone known as progesterone. Okay, progesterone and estrogen दोनों मिलके क्या करेंगे? It will develop the endometrium. Okay, it will develop the endometrium. So endometrial glands will be completely developed. Okay, and it will start secreting its secretion. Okay, now here such endometrium is ready for what? It is ready for implantation. Implantation of what? Implantation of zygote. Okay, that is after fertilization, sperm and ova का fertilization होने के बाद this endometrium is ready for implantation. The zygote will be attached on the wall of the endometrium. Okay, so if the oocyte is not fertilized, okay, इधर तक तो हो गया, oocyte is fertilized, endometrium is developed, and if it is fertilized it will be implanted on the endometrium. Okay, but if oocyte is not fertilized within 24 hours, okay, what happens? Corpus luteum, okay, corpus luteum जो है it will be transformed into corpus albicans. Okay, corpus luteum will be transformed into corpus albicans. Okay, and because of this what happens? The secretion of progesterone and estrogen will stop. Okay, progesterone and estrogen क्या करता है? It helps in developing the endometrium, but corpus albicans क्या करेगा? Progesterone and estrogen का secretion stop करेगा. That means the development of endometrium will stop. Okay, and this developed endometrium will start to degenerate. Okay, it will start to degenerate. So this is menstruation, which goes on for around 5 days. ओके, सो वॉट एवर इज डेवलप्ड हियर, जो कुछ भी सेक्रीशन हुआ है, इट विल बी डीजेनरेटेड एंड इट विल बी रिलीज्ड आउट ऑफ द ह्यूमन फीमेल बॉडी थ्रू vagina, and this releasing of the degenerated endometrium takes place for around 5 days, and this is what is known as menstruation. Okay, so this happens when menstruation happens when the oocyte is not fertilized. Okay, oocyte is not fertilized, but if it is fertilized, okay, the endometrium will support the zygote, and this menstruation will stop for around 9 months. Menstruation completely stop हो जाता है for 9 months. Okay, so there won't be any menstrual cycle taking place for 9 months. Okay, so this was about sexual reproduction in humans.